Hello and welcome to another episode on the TAMS Academy. If this is your first time watching any of our tutorials, you can search for the TAMS platform on your browser by typing tamshq.com or sign into your account if you already have an account at the top right corner where it says welcome back. Or if you do not have an account, click get started for free to create an account. Today we're going to be looking at TAMS Follow Up. Now, to find the Follow Up module, you come to the TAMS workspace, go to My Church, click on Follow Up, and you have the Follow Up module. You can access it. Let's do a brief tour of the TAMS Follow Up page. Now, you have three different tabs or three different category tabs. One is this week, this month, and all time. And this week refers to how many first timers have been through your church this week. This month refers to how many first timers have been through your church this month. All time refers to how many first timers have been through your church since you began to use the TAMS Follow Up application, the TAMS Follow Up plan, or the TAMS application. All right. So let's take a look at the tabs and what they mean. So 0 here, or new contact, refers to how many contacts or how many first timers have joined your church this week. Pending refers to how many first timers have gone through the integration process. Now, the integration process refers to the journey a first timer makes before they become a member. What are the processes? What are the courses of the schools they have to attend based on your church? How you decide that, and then I'll show you how we are able to determine that or set it on the follow-up application. So pending refers to how many of them have not completed the integration process. Completed refers to how many of them have completed the integration process. Overdue refers to how many of them have not completed the integration process and have gone past the timeline set for them to do so. This month refers to how many of our first timers have been through our church this month. Or completed this month refers to how many of those first timers from this month have gone through the integration process and have completed the integration process. All time refers to total contacts under all time, refers to how many of those first timers have gone through the integration process, have gone through our church. Sorry, it means how many first timers have gone through our church since using the TAMS application or the TAMS Follow module. And then in total integrated refers to how many of those total contacts have been integrated into our church family. Quick action refers to new follow-up, which is adding a follow-up member or a follow-up a first timer to the TAMS application or to the follow-up module. View report refers to the reports page. Let's look at follow-up module properly. So the tabs here are just the same as the one in overview. So new this week, how many first timers this week, pending, completed, and overdue. Now for new week, it always resets on Sunday. So once the week is over, once it's Sunday midnight, the follow-up, the tab for this week completely resets, and then the information now changes to last week. So here you can see last week and older. So these are the older contacts, and these are those that have from last week, those that have completed. So there is none this new week. So let's take a look at the other buttons under the follow-up page. You have export, import. Import refers to uploading the data. If you already have your first timers information on an Excel sheet or a spreadsheet, you can simply upload that with import. So take note of the required columns: name, event, date attended. The optional columns is also important. It doesn't mean you have to use all of the columns. Most important ones is name, event, and date attended. That's the date of service the dates they attended service, or the dates that information was collected. And it refers to the dates. So for everyone, these are columns. So when you're uploading, these are the column heads. And so the names of the first timers or the information you're trying to import has to go with these columns. So it's you have to put a date. That's what it means. And then optional columns refers to others. So you can select the ones that apply and upload to the page. The links refer to the QR code, and links refer to how to add a first timer to the TAMS Follow Up module. So the first timer can either scan the QR code and they type in their details, or you show them your phone and then they input their details themselves. Process, if you recall, we talked a bit about the integration process. So what it simply means is the journey a first timer makes before they become a member. What are the steps? What are the metrics? How do you determine a first timer have become a member? So you can say join the cell, completed foundation school. Let's say completed foundation school, or join the department. So these are editable. You can edit them to reflect your own church integration process and save. The new follow up is where you add a first timer. Now, there are different types of follow up or people that you want to follow up. Sometimes you want to follow up members of your church. If you want to follow up members of your church, you can click on select a member, this button, and it will show you a list of all the members that are already on the membership database. So remember, those that are already on the membership database are your members according to the application, and you can select any one of them to add their details to the follow up so that they can be followed up or monitored and you can track their process. So you can determine their category: first timer, new converts, event guest. So since you're following up a member, we're going to be adding a button here for members. So check depending on when you're watching this video, you would likely see member as one of the list of the follow up categories. So the event or service attended, you can add not attended service in a while, because that's if you're following up a member of your church. You can simply type not attended service in a while, put in the dates that you're trying to add the first timer or the member, and then select a follow-up agent or a member of your follow-up team. So this is the follow-up. This is a list of your membership list. So you can simply select your person that's in your follow-up department, through the membership database, select them to be the one responsible for following up your members. And then notes. Now, add new simply refers to how you add a first timer. So if you want to add the first timer's information one after the other, you add their name, their phone number, their email, their address. You can also click on option. So how did you hear about us? You can click on that. And it's also reflecting their profile. You can select their category: are they first timer, new convert, event guest, or sorry about that. Or who is following them up. Then here you first of all, event or service attended. So you have to indicate the service that they attended, the dates they attended that service, and then the person following them up and notes. All right, let's take a look at the filters. So you have status: those that have been contacted, not contacted, contacted, responded, or completed. So these are status, and we're going to be showing you how you can update the status of your first timers or the contacts under the first timers list. You can also look through all people, that is those that are following up the different those of members of the church or the follow-up departments that are responsible for a particular first timer or event guest or new converts. You want to select through their names and know the integration process and track what they are doing. So you can simply click on all people to get that information. Integration process refers to the integration process. So according to the example on this page, you can see join the cell. You can click any of these buttons to see the information of those that have gone through or filter the integration process. So I've gone through any of the integration process. You can also click on all milestone complete. to see those that have completed the integration process. All right, clear filters. Let's clear the filters. Now, another thing else is, how do you track your team when they are making, how they are, when they are doing their job, or when they are following up their assignments or the contacts that has been assigned to them? You can do that by clicking on, first of all, you have the basic information, the contact person, the category, the event of service, the date attended, the person that it's been assigned to, the status, the integration process, the level, and next action. So you can also explore the first timers information by clicking on their name. So let's look at Rose Garden, for instance. This is their phone number, their email address, their discovery information. How did you hear about us? Friend or family or selected? Then you can see that this person has gone through the integration process. All their information is listed here. Now, events details, this is the events that they attended, the dates they attended, and they have not been assigned to a member of the follow-up team, as you can see. Next action refers to, this next action is connected to overdue. So how this works simply is, you select the action. So if your church policy is this first timer should be called within 24 hours or within 3 days, you click on call, if it's depending on your church policy, really. So there are different items. It's either call, visit, message, assign, escalate, schedule a meeting. So once any of these information is selected, let's click on message. You click on a date. So I'll say by 22nd of June, I should have sent a message or called this person. So once that is done, you save next action, and automatically it sets it up and says once it goes past 21st of June, once scheduled for 21st of June, once it goes past 21st of June, this action has not been taken, it records under overdue. So we can now see that, okay, so the next action has not been taken, and so it is overdue. So you can keep scheduling the next action. Once that is done, you can also add a note to explain that it's been done, but you did not record it on time. It's just very flexible for the team to be able to record the activities, update the next action, and follow through, what is needed. All right. So update status. Now, these are the status, and we're going to do a brief description. We're going to add a new first timer. We're going to go through that information so you can see how it works. So not contacted, contacted, responded, completed, or visitor. So if a person has not been contacted, you can click not contacted. If the person has been contacted, you click contacted. If the person has, automatically it's on not contacted by default. So if the person was contacted but did not respond, you put contacted. If the person has responded when you contacted them, you click on responded. If the person was a visitor, you click on visitor. Now, completed is only when the person has gone through all the integration process. So when your first timer comes to your church, you have to ensure that they have joined the cell, completed foundation school, depending on what your integration process is. So all of that, as long as the person has gone through all the integration process, you can say completed here or mark as complete here. Okay. Also, all the information and activity done on every first timer's profile is recorded on the activity timeline. So you can see all that is happening on the activity timeline. You can also add notes. You can give reports under notes and respond to queries, requests, or give feedback and to your leaders, to keep track of what is going on. You can also reassign. So if you want to reassign this first timer, you can reassign them to, you can reassign a first timer to a member of your church, or you can send a message to them. So if you click on message, it automatically loads their name. So it automatically loads their first name. Let's click on previous so you can see. Next. So Let's click on email. You can see the person's email and phone number. So once you click on message, it automatically sends you to the communications module, and their information automatically loads up, and it's easy to send a message. You can also send a message from here. Once you click on send a message, it takes you to the communications module, loads in their email and phone number and their first name, and you can send a message across WhatsApp, email, or SMS. So let's add a new follow-up member, a new follow-up contact. So let's click on add new. Let's say Joyce Kane. Phone number, we can just add, for the purpose of this example, so say joyce@email.com. You can put in their home address. We're going to leave that out. So you can select, how did you hear about us? Let's say social media, first timer. You can also add a service. So we can say Sunday service. Let's say 20th. So we can click on someone to follow them up if we want to. And then you click on create, and you can see it records that there has been one first timer this week. So let's refresh. You can see Joyce Kane. She's a first timer, Sunday service, date, not assigned, we didn't assign her to anyone, status not contacted, no integration, and all that. So let's click on Joyce's profile. You can see the information, the date and time Joyce was created. So let's update her integration process. Let's say she has joined the cell and joined the department. You can see on the activity timeline, she joined the cell and joined the department, and you can see the time and date that record was updated. Let's add a note. Joyce will join Foundation School next cohort. So let's add notes. So that information has been recorded. You can also update the status, say responded. Once you click on responded, it automatically updates to responded, and you can see here, let's refresh. You can see that the status has been updated to responded, and you can also see that her integration process has also been updated as well. So if you try to mark as complete, it will give you a sign, and a model will appear informing you that you cannot mark as complete unless this person has completed their integration process. So we click on OK, got it. So let's update the next action. This next action won't actually take place because it works with the date that has been selected. So if you save the next action that this person should be reached out to by this particular date, and you save it, you're on track. The moment you go past this particular date and you have not updated the next action, it would, let's refresh again. You can see it shows on track. Once it's gone past the date, it changes, and then it would now record overdue on this button. All right, let's say she has completed foundation school, or she's a visitor. Let's say she's a visitor. Once you click on visitor, the person's details change to visitor, and they no longer need to complete the integration process or have their information saved and whatnot. So it automatically assumes that this person is a visitor, and it shows that they have, pending or completed the integration process, or their information is just there. It doesn't follow up on them. It's automatically assumes they're a visitor, so we just have their data. People are visitors. We have visitors that attend our services either for whatever reason. We could include baby dedication, wedding, and so on. So once the person tells you they're a visitor and you click on visitor, it automatically completes the process for them. And that information is there, will only live on the this week tab till the next week, so that the leadership has information on how many first timers joined this week, even though they were visitors. All right, so contact refers to those that have completed. You can see there are two visitors, those that have completed the integration processes, and their information lives here. So Joyce and Joy, their information would live on the contact list. So if they have also completed and gone through the integration process, let's add one more completed here. So let's find Larry Kelvin, mark as complete. So Larry Kelvin has also been marked as complete. So you see all that information on that contact. Report gives you the information of, it's a dynamic page. It shows you what their categories are, their status, who is following them up, and their growth. Some is 0/3, some is 3/3. So it just gives you that information, together. You can search through those that are being followed, that are following them up. You can also search through their contacts, their status, not contacted, contacted, responded, and so on. You can also click on select time frames to be able to search through the different time frame for each of them. All right, that is all for the follow-up module. I hope you understood how to use the TAMS follow-up to manage your first timers, work with your team, and track the first timers journey. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.